God has an urgent message for you today. You have a lot of eyes on you right now, and you're going to be shocked when you discover who's watching your every move. This isn't just your imagination or paranoia. It's a divine revelation meant to awaken you to the influence you carry. People you never expected are paying close attention to your life, your choices, and your journey. This message comes with love to prepare you for the powerful purpose God is unfolding through you. What you're about to learn will change how you see yourself and your impact on the world around you. As you hear these words, know that God sees every single person whose eyes are fixed on your life right now. It's normal to feel surprised or even uncomfortable learning that people are watching you so closely. But remember that this awareness comes with divine purpose. This revelation is your opportunity to understand the spiritual responsibility you carry and turn that knowledge into intentional living. You're receiving this message because there's a reason why these specific people are observing your journey. Even when being watched feels overwhelming or confusing, trust that this awareness is a blessing, because understanding your influence helps you walk with greater purpose and integrity. Your life matters more than you realize, and the eyes watching you are part of God's perfect plan for your destiny. As you think about who might be watching you, prepare yourself for some surprising revelations. People from your past are observing your transformation with amazement, seeing how far you've come from where you used to be. Former doubters who never believed in you are now watching your success unfold, unable to deny what God is doing in your life. There are family members who are secretly proud of you, but can't find the words to express it, so they watch from a distance with silent admiration. Old friends you haven't spoken to in years are still checking on your progress, following your journey even without direct contact. Strangers whose lives you've touched without even knowing are inspired by your resilience and strength. Even your enemies are monitoring your life, some hoping for your downfall while others being convicted by your rise. Just like a lighthouse stands tall while ships in darkness watch its beam for guidance, your life serves as a beacon that multiple circles of people are watching for direction. There are even future connections, people you haven't met yet, who are already noticing you from afar. God has orchestrated exactly who gets to witness each season of your journey. Understanding who's watching is important, but knowing why they're watching reveals your true purpose. Your transformation represents hope for people who are still struggling in areas where you've found breakthrough. They watch you because your journey shows them what's possible when faith meets action. Your faith journey is inspiring spiritual awakening in others who have been distant from God, and your perseverance is teaching them that giving up is not the only option when life gets hard. The boundaries you've set are showing others how to respect themselves and demand better treatment. Your peace in the midst of chaos attracts people who are tired of living in constant turmoil. Your authenticity refreshes souls in a world full of pretense and performance. God has positioned you as living proof of His transforming power, and that's not a small assignment. This is a spiritual checkpoint in your life where you're beginning to understand that your purpose extends beyond your personal growth. Every struggle you've overcome becomes a stepping stone for someone else. Every victory witnessed in your life multiplies faith in the hearts of your observers. God's divine plan is using your life as active ministry, whether you signed up for it or not. As we've discussed these powerful revelations about who's watching your life, I'd like to help you stay connected to more divine insights like this. If these spiritual revelations resonate with your spirit, and you want to continue receiving messages about your purpose and influence, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell so you never miss important spiritual guidance meant specifically for your journey. Pay attention to the signs that confirm people are watching your life more closely than you thought. You might start receiving unexpected messages from people you haven't heard from in months or even years, reaching out as if something prompted them to connect. Notice when there's increased activity on your social media posts from specific individuals who suddenly seem more interested in your updates. You might hear through others that your name came up in conversations where you weren't present, or feel a divine intuition that you're being discussed or thought about even when you're alone. Watch for random encounters that feel divinely timed, like running into someone right when they needed to see your face or hear your voice. People may suddenly reach out asking for your advice on situations you've recently overcome yourself. Some of you might even have dreams or visions about specific individuals thinking about you or praying for you. Trust your spiritual discernment about energy being directed toward you, whether positive or negative. You'll notice compliments that reveal someone has been observing your journey more deeply than casual contact would suggest. Questions people ask will show they've been following your progress closely, keeping track of details you didn't think anyone noticed. Pay attention to synchronicities, where certain names or faces keep appearing repeatedly in different contexts. Trust those gut feelings about who's monitoring your life, because your spiritual antenna is picking up real observation. These signs aren't coincidence or imagination. They're divine confirmation of the message you're receiving right now. God is pulling back the veil to reveal your hidden supporters and secret watchers, helping you recognize both positive attention and negative focus being directed your way. It's important to understand that not all eyes on you have good intentions behind them. Some people watch hoping to see you fail, waiting for you to stumble so they can feel better about their own lack of progress. But here's what you need to know. God's protection surrounds you like a shield against the evil eye and jealousy being directed toward your life. Guardian angels are actively shielding you from harmful intentions sent your way through negative thoughts and jealous hearts. There's spiritual warfare happening precisely because your light threatens the darkness. Some people have grown comfortable living in, but your enemy's observation cannot and will not stop what God has planned for you. In fact, those haters watching your life will become unwilling witnesses to your greatest blessings. God specializes in divine reversal, turning negative attention aimed at harming you into powerful testimony of His faithfulness. There's prayer covering your life that breaks every curse of envy and ill wishes sent your direction. Your success is divinely protected, despite whoever is watching with malice in their hearts. God is actually using your enemy's attention for your elevation, proving to them and everyone else that when God says yes, no amount of negative watching can produce a no. You're walking under spiritual armor that deflects negative energy directed at you, and the universe is working everything together for your good, even the hatred. Every evil eye cast toward you is broken by the divine favor resting on your life. With this awareness of being watched comes spiritual responsibility that you cannot ignore. This knowledge should inspire you toward more intentional living, understanding that your character matters precisely because you're being witnessed by so many. Your integrity in private moments matters because observers see more than you think they do, catching glimpses of who you really are when you think no one's paying attention. Authenticity becomes essential when you're representing God's work in your life, because people can sense when someone is genuine versus when they're performing. You need to find balance between living freely as yourself and living responsibly as someone carrying influence. This isn't about performing for an audience, but about honoring the divine assignment that comes with visibility. Your consistency builds trust with those observing, showing them that your faith and character aren't just for show but are woven into who you really are. Here's something important to remember. Even your moments of weakness teach valuable lessons to those watching. Your imperfection actually shows the humanity and spiritual journey, reminding others that growth doesn't mean perfection. Give yourself grace while being an example for others, understanding that people need to see real struggle and real victory, not highlight reels of a pretend perfect life. Pray regularly for strength to carry influence well, asking God for divine wisdom in navigating increased visibility. Understanding that your platform isn't about you but about what God wants to do through you keeps you humble despite increased attention. Stay grateful for those watching who genuinely support you and pray for your success. Develop strong discernment about what parts of your journey to share publicly and what to keep private and sacred. Not everything needs to be witnessed by everyone. Just as you receive these divine revelations about the eyes watching your life and the purpose behind your influence, your support helps us continue sharing similar guidance with others who need this awakening. A super thanks of $5, $10, $20, or even $50 enables these spiritual insights to reach those who don't yet realize they're being watched for divine purpose. Your contribution directly supports this ministry of awareness and spiritual insight that transforms how people see their impact. Now let me tell you about some specific people who are watching you that will truly shock you. That person who hurt you deeply in the past is watching your healing journey, seeing you recover and thrive without them in your life. Your former romantic partner is observing your glow, up and new happiness, realizing what they lost when they let you go. That boss or colleague who underestimated your potential is secretly tracking your success, amazed at how wrong they were about you. There's a childhood friend who lost touch with you years ago, but has never stopped caring, quietly cheering for you from a distance. A family member who criticized your choices and dreams is now silently admiring the outcome, too proud to admit they were wrong, but unable to stop watching your vindication. There's a stranger who will become vitally important in your future, who is watching you right now, taking note of your character before your paths officially cross. Someone you inspired without ever having a direct conversation with them carries your influence in their heart, and you don't even know their name. There's a person praying for you consistently who you've never met, interceding on your behalf because God put you on their heart. An individual God is preparing to send into your life for a divine connection is already aware of your existence, being prepared in the spiritual realm before the physical meeting happens. That past teacher or mentor who invested in you years ago is proud of who you've become, watching from afar and feeling joy about their role in your development. A competitor in your field is studying your moves because you've become a threat to their position, proving that your growth is undeniable. Some of you have a future spouse who is already aware of your existence, watching and waiting for God's perfect timing to bring you together. Just like seeds planted in soil are being watched by gardeners who anticipate the harvest, your life is being observed by people waiting to see what God grows through you. There's divine timing in which people get to witness which specific moments of your journey, and God orchestrates who watches what with perfect precision. All of this observation is preparation for connections that will emerge from people having witnessed your story unfold. As you move forward with this awareness of being watched, make it a habit to say every morning, "I walk in divine purpose and integrity." Speak these words with complete confidence, knowing they create a foundation for how you show up each day. Live as if every moment matters, because the truth is it does. Someone is always watching, learning from how you handle both victories and defeats. Choose authenticity over perfection, in being observed, because people connect with real humanity, not flawless performance. Find confidence from knowing that God watches you most importantly, and His opinion outweighs all others combined. Develop daily practices for maintaining strong character under observation. Start each morning with prayer, asking for wisdom in your public and private moments, inviting God to guide your words, actions, and reactions throughout the day. Create a gratitude practice specifically for the positive observers in your life, thanking God for those who watch with love and support, rather than judgment and jealousy. Work on releasing any need for validation from your watchers, because seeking human approval becomes exhausting and will never fully satisfy. Focus your energy on pleasing God rather than impressing people, understanding that when you honor Him, everything else falls into proper alignment. Use this awareness to stay aligned with your core values, letting the knowledge that you're being watched serve as gentle accountability rather than suffocating pressure. Establish a morning ritual where you dedicate each day to honorable living, asking yourself how you want to show up before the day's challenges arrive. End each evening with reflection time, honestly reviewing how you showed up that day and where you can improve tomorrow. Let your faith be the foundation, when attention feels overwhelming, remembering that God gave you this influence for a reason. Create healthy boundaries, even while being watched, protecting your peace and privacy in a world that often demands total exposure. Understand that privacy remains sacred, even when you carry public influence. Find the balance between being accessible to those who need you and protecting yourself from those who would drain you. Your life is becoming a testimony without you even trying to make it one, and that's the most powerful kind of ministry that exists. You carry a responsibility of influence you never asked for, but God trusted you with it anyway. Embrace your role as an encourager through your example, understanding that people are learning from watching you navigate what they're currently facing. Your story doesn't just belong to you anymore. It belongs to everyone who finds hope and direction through witnessing your journey. Share your struggles openly to help the watchers who are fighting the same battles right now. They need to know they're not alone, and your vulnerability gives them permission to be human too. Tell your victory testimonies, because they multiply faith in the hearts of observers who are still believing for their own breakthroughs. Create intentional community with people inspired by your journey, building connections that go deeper than surface-level admiration. Use whatever platform you have, big or small, for positive impact that extends beyond yourself. Start connecting with those who've been silently watching from a distance, letting them know their observation hasn't gone unnoticed, and their support means something. Build bridges through vulnerability and truth, showing that real strength includes admitting weakness and asking for help when needed. Support others who are also being observed and feeling the weight of influence they didn't choose. Create a prayer circle where watchers become active supporters, moving from passive observers to engaged participants in each other's journeys. Watch as chosen family emerges from those who witnessed your journey during your hardest seasons, people who saw you at your worst and chose to stay anyway. Recognize the divine network forming through mutual observation, where everyone is watching and learning from each other in beautiful community. Encourage others to live like they're being watched because they are, helping them step into their own influence with intention. Create lasting legacy through how you handle visibility with grace and humility. Build community strength through shared experiences of being seen, understanding that none of us walks this journey alone. In closing, as we move forward with this new awareness of the eyes upon us, let's walk with both purpose and peace. Embrace the divine assignment of being watched, understanding it's not a burden but a blessing wrapped in responsibility. Walk in integrity every single day, knowing that eyes are upon you and your character is your greatest testimony. Trust God's protection from negative observers who wish you harm, confident that their ill intentions cannot override divine favor. Celebrate the positive watchers as a divine gift, thanking God for those who genuinely support your journey and pray for your success. Use your visibility for good and for God's glory, never forgetting that influence is meant to be invested in others, not hoarded for personal gain. Keep saying, "I walk in divine purpose and integrity," until these words become the soundtrack of your daily life. Have confidence that the right people are seeing you at exactly the right time, because God's timing is always perfect. Find peace in knowing that God orchestrates who watches what and when, trusting that every observer serves a purpose in your story that will eventually make sense. If this message has opened your eyes to the influence you carry and the people watching your journey, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more divine revelations about your purpose. Hit the notification bell so you never miss spiritual insights meant specifically for you. When you share this message with others, you multiply the blessing of awareness, helping people recognize their own watchers and walk with greater intention. In the comments below, share who you think might be watching your life that would shock you to discover. Your testimony could be the confirmation someone else needs about their own observers. Let's build community around these shared experiences. Dear Lord, we thank you for revealing the eyes upon our lives and the purpose behind being watched. Give us strength to carry influence with integrity and wisdom, to use visibility for your glory. Help us walk worthy of the observation we're under, neither shrinking back in fear nor stepping forward in pride, but moving with humble confidence in your plan. Protect us from negative watchers and multiply the positive ones. Let our lives be testimonies that point others to you. Amen. If this message has touched your heart or helped you see your influence with new eyes, consider showing your appreciation with a super thanks of $5, $10, $20, $50, or whatever amount God places on your heart. Your support directly enables us to continue sharing these divine messages with others who desperately need to understand their purpose and influence. Please share in the comments what spiritual topics about purpose, influence, or divine assignments you'd like to hear in our next video. Your suggestions help us bring you the guidance that matters most to your journey. Tell us about a time you discovered someone was watching you that completely shocked you. Let's encourage each other through our stories.